CS just tweeted something really important for investors, and it's going to lead to some absolutely crazy price action in the very near future. It already has. I'm going to go over all of it and how you could make the most amount of money from it. So it's very simple. They said last chance to pick up the gallery case, the graphic collection, and the character craft stickers from the Armory. This and more in today's release notes. There's not really more in today's release notes. That's pretty much the whole thing. So, last chance to pick up gallery case, graphic collection, and character craft stickers from the Armory. As far as I know, there isn't a date. They just said last chance. So, knowing Valve, that could mean anything. But the very interesting thing is that, well, for starters, all of these skins are going to be super rare now. Well, you aren't going to be able to get them anymore. You'll only be able to get them via trade-ups. Gallery cases, you're not going to be able to get them from drops. They're just going to be completely gone. Not going to be in the game anymore, and it's going to be absolutely crazy, the prices, and I'm going to show you guys some examples of things this has happened to in the past and the prices that have happened to them. It's going to be crazy. And also, do not sleep on the character craft stickers. I'm sure these are going to do ridiculously well as well. And I'm going to cover all of this. So let's start with the case, because the case is the easiest thing to cover. The gallery case. To cash out instantly for PayPal, crypto, and bank transfers, check out Skin.Place. Skin.Place gives you fair prices for every single skin you have, and is an insanely easy process. Here's how it works. Just click the skins you want to sell, enter your crypto address or whatever you need to do, and then you just get sent a trade offer, accept it, and receive your money in about 20 minutes. It's the best way to sell CS2 skins no matter what size your inventory is. Get a 3% bonus on selling your skins with that link at the top of the description. It is already $1.57 on the Steam market, which is kind of strange because you could, once again, still get it for 2 stars in the shop for, I mean, who knows how long. It did jump up to $2 right off this news. It doesn't even show that on the Steam market, but it was at 97 cents. Now it's all the way at $1.61. So what's another example of this happening? Let me show you guys. The most comparable thing is operation cases, and I'll just bring up the Broken Fang case because, I mean, it's kind of a shit case. I'm not going to lie. The gloves in it are not great. Sure, it has the M4 print stream. It has some pretty decent pinks, but, I mean, it doesn't really mean anything. It's not a great case. Nobody goes out there and they're like, I want to unbox the Operation Broken Fang case. But it is super limited. Only 4,000 of them listed on the Steam market. It's $13. It was, of course, only available during Operation Broken Fang. And you could see it was, once again, just like the, what is this case called? The gallery case. It was at around this dollar price level. It actually got a lot lower after, because, I mean, nobody probably wanted to unbox it, and then slowly climbed up more and more, and then I think the CS2 news happened. It blew up, and then it blew up even more and more and more. This is the chart for every single case in this game. It's a chart for every single case. With operation cases as well, I believe you could buy stars during Operation Broken Fang, so there was probably more of these in existence than there is with the gallery cases, because I think way less people are buying the Armory stuff. I think at the beginning a ton of people bought it, but it's not like there's going to be an insane amount of supply in the gallery case out there when this thing gets removed. There's simply not. Long term, this case is going to be incredible. I don't care if it has kukri knives, because they're not really great either. And there is another case with kukri knives as well. Is it the Fever case? No, it's not. I don't remember which case it is, but I believe there is, but it doesn't really matter. That case is good. I wouldn't look too much at the short-term price action. If you could get in at a comfortable price in that thing, no matter if it's $1.50 or whatever it may be, long-term, that thing is going to be great. I will stand by that. I will be buying some. I'll hopefully be able to buy some in the $1.20, $1.30 range. That is what I'm looking at, because I do think it is going to drop back down a pretty solid amount over the next week, because when you get these Armory stars, I believe there is a trade hold for a week, and then there is a trade hold for a week, and then you could list the cases. So there's going to be a lot of people that have just been sitting on stars that are going to dump them into cases and sell them on the Steam market for a profit, which is going to drag that price down. Hopefully we could get lower entries, hold that case for a very, very, very long time. It will go up pretty much 100%. And if you don't like the case, or you don't like buying cases, you don't feel like going through that, factory new Vaporwave, that's what you should do. I'll actually go on over to Price Empire. We can take a look at that price action already. As I always say, I mean, factory new skins, just normal play skins, especially the ones that you can't get anymore, always do ridiculously well. The Glock is probably going to do pretty decent too, but me personally, I would stay with the Vaporwave. Okay, for whatever reason, it doesn't load on Price Empire. That kind of happens sometimes, but I've covered this in a million videos. The factory new versions of these skins always do a lot better. It's another thing where I would kind of wait a week because I do think we still have a little bit of time for you guys to pick this thing up. I think $500 is a little bit too crazy for it right now. It could probably come back down to a couple $100s at least. So I wouldn't be in too much to buy something like this, but factory new versions of skins always do incredibly well as investments. So if you're not a fan of the cases, definitely scoop that thing up. But at $500, I would stick with the cases personally. But there's still two other things we have to cover: the graphics collection and the character craft stickers. So I'm going to start with these stickers. Now, you might be thinking stickers, they've got no real potential as investments. I mean, nobody really loves stickers. They're just mid. But that's not true at all. And we've seen examples of this. Can you come up? We've seen examples of this in the past. The Battle Scarred Hollow, which I said when this thing dropped to hold this thing for a very long period of time. And it was really dead for a super long time. And I was like, shit, maybe I shouldn't have said that. And then it got up, consolidated more and more. Now it's 20 bucks. Could have bought this thing at $1. You could have bought it at $4 for a very, very long period of time. It's extremely limited. I wouldn't be surprised if it continues to get more expensive, but this just shows the thing. In 2020, $2. In 2025, $25. If you're comfortable with waiting for years, and it even doubled before that, doubled here, doubled after like 2-3 years. So if you're comfortable waiting a couple years with these super limited items, you might feel like an idiot for a short while you hold them and the rest of the market's doing well. They have their time. They're super limited. Nobody, and I mean nobody, was dumping stars into these. And that's kind of the thing that led to a lot of the old stickers and stuff like agents and stuff exploding in price. Nobody was putting stars into them. So the supply is super limited, which is great for these stickers especially. Me personally, I mean, I guess I'd go with I'd go with the ones that are good with crafts, especially like glitters, hollows, maybe this one, but I personally like the glitters and hollows and stuff. I'd go with this. I don't know. That's just my personal choice. I don't have a crystal ball that's going to tell me which of these 20 or whatever it is are going to perform the best. I'd go with the one that's the best as crafts. This one's probably going to be really good as well. Any of the hollow ones I think are going to be good. Foils usually aren't great. People don't love foils because I don't think they look the best. So I would stick with the hollows personally. I don't own any of these yet, so I don't think I'm pumping my bags. I'm still going to look at all the prices and stuff, and I definitely will be buying some of this stuff. But we have one more thing to look at. We have the collection. The graphic collection, that is. Now, we could kind of look at this in a lot of different ways. For starters, this is going to get replaced. It's probably going to get replaced with like the cash collection or something. Who knows? Another thing is the rest of the collections are probably going to get replaced as well, and that's going to lead to price increases too. So if you've been looking at the prices that have just been consolidating and chilling at super low levels for a super long period of time, and you've been looking to try and get, one of those skins and you just couldn't pull the trigger to do it, just realize these skins are going to get removed eventually. All of the rest of the collections are. So if you're looking to buy something up at a cheap price, you might be holding for a couple years, but I'm sure it's going to explode eventually. So the graphic collection is the first example of that. I love the Deagle Starcade, and there are some other great skins in here as well. The great thing about these collections is these skins trade up to these skins, and these skins trade up to these, this trades up to the pinks, and this trades up to the red. So if you don't have the budget for an Op CMYK, you could stock up on any of these in factory new conditions. I always recommend factory new. Once again, I went over that earlier in the video. You can make a lot of money from that. People are always going to be trading up with them. Supply is going to get more limited. You know the whole story. I literally just saw lightning strike the building next to me, and I'm just going to pretend like that didn't happen because I'm making a video here. But yeah, this is probably going to be the new Emerald Jormungandr. That thing's $1,100 now. I don't know if it's going to get to that price anytime soon, but I mean, me personally, I said this thing when this released, it's the best Deagle skin in the game. I gave mine away to you guys. I don't remember who got it, but you are a lucky man whoever got this thing. I'm probably going to be buying another, and I'm probably going to be stacking up on those. One thing I'd say you kind of have to worry about, which is probably something I worry too much about, but it literally never is like a big issue in this market, is supply. So we could look at supply of the Deagle Starcade. No, here we go. Okay, so there's 40,000 of these in existence. You can compare them to some collections that are like, I don't know, whatever the collection with the Op Fade is. I'll actually make that comparison. We'll compare the Op CMYK to the Op Fade. Because the Op Fade is a skin that just sat sideways for a super long period of time because there's so many of them in existence. It was very hard to move the price. They did still go up in price over the long term, but there is just still a lot of them. 14,500 Op CMYKs. We could check the Op Fade. I'm sure it's probably similar numbers. Let's see. 11,000. Wow, so there's more Op CMYKs, which is kind of crazy. So the actual supply of these collections is pretty high. Once again, in this market, it's like everything has just gone up so much. There's going to be so much hype right now. But I will say, since the supply is so high in the market right now, it's very possible we see a big pullback or we see these things consolidate and go super sideways for a super long period of time. I'll actually show you guys the Op Fade. This is going to be a really long video, but I'm covering everything because I'm sure you guys want to know it. We could look at the Op Fade price over the super long term to just kind of show what I think is going to happen because supply is so high. This happened. It had its hype at the beginning, which is probably what we're going through now with the Op CMYK. We're probably at like a peak because we just got crazy news. And then there's going to be a lot of sellers or something. I don't think it's going to... it could come back down quite a bit. But then maybe some random news or random hype is going to come back and then just blow up, more consolidation. It's going to be something like that. It's not going to be up only right away. I think there's too many of them in existence. Too many people just got them. They're going to be selling them for a quick profit. That's how I feel. The collection really isn't at the top of my list right now for things I would invest in. I would stick with the cases personally. Judging by the Broken Fang case and the Riptide case, two things which I did not invest heavily enough into, I don't want to make that same mistake again. I know how the case market works in this game, and it's just great. I love it. So yeah, I'm probably going to be sticking with cases. I'm going to find some stickers to buy. They're probably going to be sitting in the storage unit of mine for years upon years. But I don't care. If they 5x over 4 or 5 years, that is more than enough for me. So that's where I'm at right now. And I think that covers all the bases. Just realize, once again, the rest of these items are probably going to get removed eventually. The interesting thing is with like the charms, for example, they're not consumable items, which I don't want to say kind of scares me. But as an investor, it's just something you should realize. It's probably going to be significantly more supply than agents. They're probably still going to go up in price whenever they do get removed, but just keep that in mind as well. And yeah, if you want to try and front run some of these other collections and invest in them, I don't think that's a horrific idea. Once again, you might feel like an idiot for a little while while the rest of the market is kind of blowing up, but they'll have their time to shine as well. So just keep that in mind. Buying right off the news, obviously, you're not going to get the best entry because everybody's buying at that point. So that's going to wrap it up for this one. Check out the sponsor, link at the top of the description. Love you guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.